Miami Dolphins heading up to my neck of the woods to face on New York Jets. What is up, Dolphin fans? Welcome to another Dolphin Collective. We are going to be previewing the Jets game on top of other things, obviously. Some pertinent things. We'll see if we can stay the path today instead of venturing off like we did last Tuesday. But real quick, let's shout out the sponsors. If you are in my neck of the woods and you are going to this game, first off, bundle up. It's going to be 42. It's not going to be windy. So to TD and Omar, it won't be windy. I think it's 4 degrees, 4-mile-an-hour winds. There you go. So it's not going to be windy, but it is going to be like 42, I think they said 43.
This thing called North Face. I'm just discovering it.
Are you kidding me?
Are they sponsoring the show, Omar? Do not.
We'll talk to our guy. But use the promo code FINS10 on SeatGeek for your first purchase. You get 10% off on the tickets. And we will obviously be talking about some sleeper, some more or lesses in this game. It's going to be a very interesting one because, again, it's going to be cold, but it's not going to be like frigid. Well, depending on where you're from. But if you do use Sleeper, use the promo code HMA, you get 100% up to $100. So, yeah, the Miami Dolphins heading to New Jersey to take on this Jets team. Both teams are kind of starting to fix it a little bit. Jets are coming off a bunch of wins. Dolphins are coming off a bunch of wins. Can the Miami Dolphins win this game? Now, like I said, it is going to be 42, light wind to 4 miles an hour. Tua Tagovailoa, when it is above 40 degrees, he is 33-10, and Omar will like this with an over 100 passer rating. So this is the cusp. This is the cusp of where Tua actually plays well. Once you get below that 40, things get a little sketchy. We'll start with TD. I'll go in the opposite way. What's your thought of this Jets game? What are you looking for, and what do you expect?
I'm looking for exactly what we've seen all year. A good run game. I'm looking for Achane to break out in this game again. I'm looking for the defense to play solid, not as good as we've been playing, but solid. They'll make some plays, but Tyrod's going to make some plays too, especially with his mobility. He's actually proven to be able to make some plays with his legs, especially last week. I just look for a good competitive game that does come down to the wire. And I look for Tua Tagovailoa to struggle because history says that he actually does. I don't know what the stat is for over 40, but from my understanding, 45 or below, he's 0-8. So I don't know.
Interesting. Alan?
One loss is not a quarterback stat.
It is when your quarterback in those games, Alan, are a part of the main reason you lose in almost every single one.
Okay, now I'll give you an example again, and this, it's such an incomplete, ridiculous stat. For example, against Buffalo in the snow in 2022, he actually played a good game and they lost because Josh Allen was better. When they played at Kansas City in the playoff game, they're playing the defending and eventual Super Bowl champion. It happens, you're going to lose. They played at Green Bay last year. Green Bay wasn't a good team, right? They lost. I mean, if you look at the losses, most of them, it's not like they've lost to crappy teams. 2021 at Tennessee, when they got spanked 34-3. Oh, by the way, Tennessee finished with the number 1 seed in the AFC that year. Hold on. This is part of the overall pattern that the Dolphins have not beaten good teams, regardless of whether it's 75 or it's 38. So
no, but Alan, you instead of outside of one game that you mentioned, how did Tua play in Tennessee? How did Tua play in Green Bay? How did he play in all those wet, snow? The other quarterback got wetness and snowness as well. How did Tua play in those games?
Tennessee was the rain. My point is, TD, how much of those games was it because they were facing a really good team, and how much of it was it strictly because of the weather? I don't think the cold's an issue for Tua. If there's going to be a lot of wind, that's a problem. If it's raining, it's a problem. If it's just cold and 41 or 42, whatever it is not a big deal.
And you have one game to say that. You have one game to prove that.
I have never been proud of you in my life.
I was about to say, did Omar and Alan switch?
Hey, you and Omar went to lunch today.
I've never been proud of you.
TD, I'll say this. In that Tennessee Titan game, like Alan said, both guys faced the same, weather and stuff.
Yeah.
One guy threw the ball 18 times, the other threw it 38. So it's like you could kind of see the game plan for one team versus the other.
And one guy was throwing it to AJ Brown, and the other guy was throwing it to maybe Devontae Parker.
Oh, see now you're gonna lose me. He sucked that day. Had nothing.
He did suck that day. He absolutely did suck that day.
Thank you.
I listen. I'm done with the excuses for Tua.
Yeah.
Good.
Plus, Alan, talk about the Jets game. What's your thoughts on the Jets game?
Here's the thing: is they're both slightly better than they were when they met in Week 4.
It was a close game too.
They were both really bad teams.
But was it really a close game though?
Kind of.
It got
score wise, it was close, but
yeah, it got tighter than it needed to be. And the Dolphins are still a slightly better team. I don't think the Dolphins are going to blow them out. The one thing that would concern me if I'm the Dolphins is, and no, I'm not putting a jinx. I don't have that power, but the Jets have 0 interceptions on the season. And at some point they're going to get 1 or 2. And you're hoping this is not the game that happens. I would worry about the Jets special teams because ironically, and I asked this of coordinator Craig Aukerman the other day, is Isaiah Williams fumbled the second half kickoff against the Dolphins in Week 4, which was a big play. Since then, that dude's been balling like crazy. Like he's got a punt return for a touchdown, and he had an 83-yard kickoff return against Atlanta last week. Dolphins have generally been pretty good on special teams. That's an area that would concern me.
And they might be playing without Elijah Campbell, who suffered an ankle injury this week. He's your top special teams player. He's your top gunner. You are a different special teams unit if Elijah Campbell is not on that field.
No backup quarterback. Justin Fields won't be available.
Correct.
Who is their backup now?
Brady Cook.
Who?
Brady Cook.
Is it my turn now?
It is your turn, good sir.
I found it very interesting that Anthony Weaver this week in his conversation with the media said, yeah, when we put on the film from the previous Jets week, my unit was embarrassed. They were ashamed of what they saw because we don't look anything like what we look early in that season. And they're right. This is a completely different defense. It's also completely different offensive line. Pretty much a different Tua, not in a favorable way, but certainly a different wide receiver unit because you had Tyreek Hill in that game. That was the last game that we actually had the benefit of Tyreek Hill. I'm more confident that the defense is going to show up. This offense, for some reason, is so out of sync right now in terms of the passing game. The run game, yes, but I think teams will start to lock down on the run game, and then it's going to be on Tua's shoulders to deliver. And at this point, I can't predict what's going to happen with Tua. Yeah. But I do know that this Dolphins team has consistently played to the level of their competition all season. So if the Jets are bad, trust me, the Dolphins will be just as bad.
I'll say this, though. Tua has not lost to the Jets.
And we said that before the Patriots game, too.
He also dodged them a few times.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah, looking at the Dolphins' offense versus their defense and vice versa, their offense isn't good, right? They're 32nd in passing, 25th in scoring. They're good at running. They're 7th in running. The Jets are, and their defense is pretty good. They have the 17th total defense, 10th passing defense. Even without Sauce Gardner now, they still have a pretty decent pass defense. Their rush defense is 25th, though. So, like Omar said, I honestly think what they're going to do is they're really going to focus on stopping Achane and having Tua try to beat us. And I don't think any of us on this panel feel confident that Tua lately is going to be able to do much of that. Again, there's that big question mark.
Haters.
Yeah, Omar, what you did to my boy Allen, man?
Speaking of that, let's get to some more lessons, and then we'll get to our prediction of this game. Devon Achane, 81.5 yards, more or less.
More. I took it from Alan.
That's fine. Alan, you agree? More?
Well, it doesn't matter what I say now. The answer's already been given.
Well, it doesn't mean it's right.
Oh, no.
It is, but
he's rushed for $120 or more each of the last 3 games. Be kind of silly to go under.
He's humming right now, and you know why he's humming?
That is true. That is true. Omar, Darren Waller, more or less 30 receiving yards.
I'm going to go with less. I think there's a chemistry issue. I think there's a practice limitation issue. I think there's a rep snap count issue. And right now, if I'm opposing defenses, I take Waddle out, I take Darren Waller out, and I say beat me with everything else. And so I don't put the 30 on him. I might give you a touchdown, but I'm not putting 30 yards on him.
No, that's what happened last week, right? The Saints pretty much doubled Waddle and was like beat us with everyone else. And honestly,
he didn't play as much though, did he?
Waller.
Well, yeah, Mike McDaniel basically said, yeah, I was very proud of myself for how I was very restrictive on his snap count. And knowing Mike, I'm pretty sure he really meant that, because Mike desperately wants Waller to do well and contribute, and I think it'll open up a lot of the playbook that's been closed.
TD Tua, 217.5 passing yards. I'll tell you what mine is, then you can tell me yours. I think less.
217.5.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get half of that.
Because it's not
half.
Yeah.
It's not going to be windy, so the wind isn't going to be a factor.
Are you sure it's always windy there? The wind just swirls.
Yeah, over in Secaucus, it is windy, especially in that stadium. But it's saying 4 mile an hour winds. So we'll see. Right now, just to let you know, we're getting hit with an Arctic blast, so it's like 19 degrees outside right now.
Isn't it
so today and tomorrow it's going to be freezing, but supposedly Sunday is where it eases up a little bit.
Tomorrow I get there. What do you mean it's going to be freezing?
Ooh, you're gonna better bundle up on that plane, man. It's going to be cold tomorrow.
Are we talking like earmuffs and gloves?
Yeah, bring a hat. Bring a hat.
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna need it. I'm gonna take this one. Tyrod Taylor, 177.5. I'm gonna go less. Now
I'm going over.
We have Tyrod Taylor has been our kryptonite, but the last time the Dolphins played Tyrod Taylor in a full game, he went 55.8 completion percentage, 240 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with the Texans.
Was that the 17-9 game?
I think
2021. There's a pick in the end zone. I think maybe Javon Holland had a pick in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes. Look at Rain Man showing off.
Are you talking about right before halftime?
I don't know when it was. Jacoby Brissett started for the Dolphins. It was boy, that was a brutal game.
I think it was the pick before half.
So I don't know. I don't know.
How does Jacoby Brissett keep conning people to think he's a starter in the NFL? How does this happen?
But he's the guy who it's weird because if you watch some of the Arizona games or pick him up like snippets here and there from the red zone,
he's good. He's not good.
He's efficient, but he's always good enough to lose. Though he's like Kirk Cousins. Like the numbers are solid. He looks okay. They always lose. Like. By the way, oh my, and all of you guys, do you guys feel bad for Calais Campbell, who goes back to Arizona to make it full circle, and they've already been eliminated from the playoffs?
Yeah, maybe they have an agreement like the Dolphins where they'll cut him at the end of the season, and let him go latch onto a playoff team. We don't know. So I mean,
go to the Broncos.
I feel more bad for Calais last year. I feel more bad last year.
They still talk about him in the leadership council meeting. I did a story for the Miami Herald on the whole leadership council and how Mike McDaniel leans on it. And they're like, a lot of the players that are on it, they say Calais laid the foundation for what we do now and how we lead, from Jordan Brooks to Zach Sealer to Alec Ingle. Like Calais. That's why I've always said, and I think I've said it to you guys, if Steve Ross said Calais Campbell is the next GM of the Miami Dolphins, I would celebrate it.
Now, if he was still on the team, do you think the D-line would have been better at the start of the season?
I think the whole team would have been better.
Not without question.
No question about that.
Now, did they offer him a contract, or they just let him go do what he needed to do?
Chris Greer said they did. Campbell has always been very cryptic in saying
they lowballed him like they did last year.
And Campbell was in all his comments. He's always said, like, I wanted to go back where it started. Go full circle with his career.
he's always looking toward people who are going to help him with the next stage of his life, his career. And it should have been Miami, but you know what? And who knows where his kids and where his wife and his family, and we all know how that plays a factor in the decisions we make. So, you know, maybe his kids didn't like schools in Miami. I don't know. I didn't have the conversation with him, but they lowballed him. Let's be real about it. If the money was respectable, I think it would have been a more difficult decision.
Isn't lowball subjective though, Omar?
Let me ask you.
Lowball might be your fair offer, you know.
Yeah, true. But what do you think, Poupard, Calais Campbell is worth from a player standpoint and a leadership standpoint? Would you put a $5 on it?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you put a $6 on it?
$6 million? Yeah.
Arizona gave him like 5, didn't they?
Yeah, I would agree. I put 6 on it.
Yeah.
I put that's about as high as I'd go. But
Dolphins probably offering him like 2.5.
I don't know the details.
With a bag of chips and a Publix sub.
Yeah, he got $6 million from Carolina. Arizona.
From Arizona. When that went down, I was at the NFL owners meeting, and that was a gut punch to Mike McDaniel. That was like a loud screaming of F, like, because he knew they were going to take a massive leadership hit. However, I will say this about this team, and I think Poupard could testify to this too. We've seen significant jumps from a leadership standpoint from Jordan Phillips, from Tyrell Dotson, from Bradley Chubb.
Jordan Brooks, you mean?
I'm sorry, Jordan Brooks. Why did I say Jordan Phillips?
No.
Yeah,
you're obsessed with
if the rookie took that step, I'd be happy. So
no, not the rookie. He's obsessed with the other one, the other Jordan Phillips.
I told you guys when I was hiding from him in Buffalo, right? He came out in like overalls, no shirt on. I was just like, yeah, I'm about to get my ass whooped.
Yeah. So looking at this game, I think the Dolphins win, but I honestly think this game can go either way. I have a winning 24-17. I think it'll be a close game.
You too?
Jesus,
you're the third person who's got that score. I put that on the website today.
I did 24-17 on Dolphins in depth too.
Jesus, what is
but that? I think it could go the other way too. I think the Dolphins could lose 24-17. So it's either way. I honestly think it comes down to Tua. I'm not saying it though, but I honestly think.
No, you just didn't do it. Yeah.
I think it comes down to Tua. I think he needs to show up. He hasn't, and
he has. Hold on,
he's not going to be a factor. He's not going to be a factor in the winner loss. Is my prediction.
I'm telling that interception against the Saints.
Y'all so wrong.
That was the nail in the coffin. That's like I don't know how.
That's when you were done with him. That's when you were done.
Oh, no, I was done. When was I done with him? I said it on here. I think I was done with him after week 3. I think after the Bills game, when he threw the interception. I think that's when I was done with him. I was like, all right, we need to move on.
So he didn't show up when he threw for 315 and 2 touchdowns and had 115.5 passer rating against the New England Patriots, right?
Well, except you really came through in the clutch in that game.
Like I said in that game, and like I said in the Buffalo game. When you need to make the play and he didn't, and he threw the interception, everything else before it just disappears. No one remembers all the other stuff. They remember, oh, we needed a field goal, interception. We need a touchdown, interception. That's all that matters. And it sucks because he had a good game up to that point, especially in Buffalo. He had a good game. But
I have never witnessed before a game where the masses say this game is going to be up to Tua. And he did it. I've never witnessed that. Where we said it was going to be up to him, that he needs to be the one to win the game, that he's done it.
I don't think I've ever felt like he's ever needed to win a game.
Yeah, I didn't go.
I want efficiency from Tua. I don't need him to be a hero. I want efficiency. We're not even getting efficiency.
Like I've seen games where, like going into it, I wasn't like, this is on Tua, but at the end of the day, I was like, Tua helped us win that game. But no, I don't. Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from because at the end of the year, you're like, so-and-so's missing, so-and-so's missing. This is struggling. We need Tua to do it.
You're going to have to do some carrying.
And that's where the inconsistencies come in. And that's where my reservation with Tua came in, because it was always the end of the year. It was always the last 4 games of the season.
Every time. Rookie year, Buffalo.
He's a facilitator.
Game manager.
Yes.
Guys. Did you hear what Omar just said?
Game manager.
He is a game manager. He's as I said, I just want efficiency. Like, that's what I'm used to for seeing all throughout
the year. $50 million a year for efficiency, though.
Why you always got to bring in money? Why we always got to bring in
because the more you give him, the less you can build around them. And
all right. Okay.
He's like, what, 20% of the cap space right now?
Doesn't matter. Cap ain't real.
Oh, my Lord.
So Omar
just pay dead money in void years and make up money and give fake contracts.
Just keep kicking the can. Just keep kicking it down.
You pay the bill eventually. New Orleans got to pay the bill this year. Okay,
we've been paying it.
They're what, negative like 20.
They're always like negative 50, negative 60. I used to point this out the pool part. They're always like negative, a ridiculous amount of negative, and somehow they just find a way.
And they haven't been good since.
But their version of finding a way is a losing season.
Yeah, they're
funny enough.
I checked. I mean, they're not finding.
That's what happens. You can get under the cap, but look at your roster.
Yep.
Funny enough, they are in a better cap situation than the Miami Dolphins next year.
Yeah, the last 3 years they've been slowly but surely, nobody's noticed, getting it together.
Do you know 2 former Dolphins GMs run the New Orleans Saints?
Is Hickey still there?
No, Jeff Ireland.
Hickey's Jeff Ireland, and then the one that was with
sounds like 2 words.
Saban.
Who?
No, with Saban.
Oh, Randy Mueller?
Randy Mueller is there.
This is a random question. Where's Dawn Aponte?
Dawn Aponte is number 3 in the NFL.
Yeah,
in the entire NFL. She runs things.
But just to give you some perspective, the Saints are over the cap by 8.5 million next year. The Dolphins are over the cap by 10.6.
They'll be under the cap in 2 moves.
You want to guess who the top 3 over the cap are without looking over the next year?
Vegas, I believe, one
on there.
What happened?
Buffalo, Vegas.
No.
All right, number 1, Dallas Cowboys. They're 47.9 million over the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs, 42.7 over.
They've been kicking the can They've been kicking the can for a little bit.
And number 3 is the Minnesota Vikings, 35.9 million over the cap.
I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to make a move this year. I'm not sure.
What kind of move?
Hey, he's
a quarterback whisperer.
He sure is going to get his guy.
Hey, JJ McCarthy's the worst graded quarterback in NFL. Let's be real about it.
You're talking about You're talking about 9. All right, Omar, get it right. You're talking about 9. Hey, does Brian Flores get a head coaching job? Because that's the only way Tua's going to Minnesota.
2 years, maybe.
So Omar, you have 24-17. Do you want to add any more to it, or you're just like, it is what it is?
I'm uncomfortable because New York always makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. I also would like to address the weather, and I think the Dolphins as a team struggle in the weather. Tua wasn't the only person quivering in Green Bay. I went in that locker room, and every single player to a man was privately talking about how damn cold it was out there on the field. Like, it wasn't Tua. The coach was like, Mike McDaniel looked like he'd come out of an ice cube. Like they de-thawed him and then put him in front of the media. It was, when I tell you it was ridiculously cold, I mean, that's where you guys told me I had to learn to walk backwards. Like it
hurts, man, right in your face. It hurts.
Yes, it hurt. Yes. So like, let's be real about this thing. Tua doesn't struggle in the cold. The Dolphins struggle in the cold. And the Dolphins have struggled in the cold before Tua.
Forever.
Not with Pennington, they didn't.
They did with Tannehill, though. Except for that Steelers game where we almost
Pennington lasted 1 season. It was an aberration of a season.
No, I know, but the coldest game in Dolphin history before the playoff game in KC was also in KC to stay ahead to win the AFC's title, and they won 38-31. 38 points. And
I remember Matt Moore got a big crucial victory in Kansas City. I think Brandon Marshall fought Vontae Davis at that practice because Vontae showed up drunk or walked through. Yeah. It was, yes, and that was a catalyst for the team that allowed that 0-7 team to finally get their first victory. History.
To answer basketball Jones,
and yes, players show up at practice drunk.
MetLife takeover, yes, is still a thing. They will be there.
Yeah.
You know where so if anyone wants to go to the MetLife takeover, where the buses are parked, that's where they're over. So,
Doug, do you know where Gotham City Crew is?
I think they're in there.
Is it close to that?
I think so.
Okay.
So over because where the buses are, it's like
I want to go over.
You can hang out over there. Alan, you want to add anything to your 24-17?
Nope. I'm good. Thanks.
TD, what's your thoughts on the game?
27-24. The Jets are going to win this game. I just don't believe in my franchise quarterback in this game. He's been playing bad lately, and I have no reason to believe it's just going to turn on. The only way, let me say this, if Tua turns it on is because Darren Waller has a big game, and that's why Omar scared me with like not over 30. Man, we need him to have about 60 to 80 yards in this one, in my opinion, because I don't know where else you're going to get it from. And we're talking
practice together. They don't have
Hold on, let me chime in here because what Omar just said. Darren Waller, look at the injury report. He's like limited with rest the whole week.
But just put it up to him. Make sure you don't go ahead, just put the ball up. He'll go get it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
How many snaps he gets.
I agree with you, but the thing about Tua, and this is part of what this issue is. Tua has no chemistry with anybody right now. It's just like he's out there playing with, not to make this an excuse because it's not. And I just wrote a real column about how this is the worst season of Tua's career for the Miami Herald. Plug. And y'all know I'm a Tua supporter. I'm a Tua believer. But really? This is the worst stretch of his career. Like he's doing worse right now than they did last year, where Tim Boyle, Skylar Thompson, and Snoop Huntley's quarterbacked 7 games for the Miami Dolphins.
I don't know about worst stretch though, Omar. You talking about 3-game stretch?
No. I'm talking about the season statistically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Statistically, he's. This is not Tua. This is turning over the ball, not efficient on third downs, not efficient in the red zones, missing on open targets. That's not Tua. Who is that guy? It's the new
got that name on the jersey.
It's him.
Well, I'm breaking down the film of 2023 because I'm doing a video tomorrow looking at the difference, and I agree with Omar. We'll get called Tua in ears, but he's off, man. He is just so off.
Yeah.
Because if a guy's open, he's going to nail him, and it's going to be, because I was just watching the Chargers game because that's where you start game 1, and I got a quarter into a touchdown drive, and he's just slants, and then he hit one rolling out to his left with 2 guys in front. Like he was on, and now all of a sudden he is just off, just completely off. So
the offensive coordinator Frank Smith said something, and I used it in my column. He compared it to a golf swing. When you're striking them, you're feeling good. You're not even thinking about it. You just and I'm not a golfer either. But when you're off and you're trying to work on something, and you're working on your technique, and and it's in your head and you're thinking about it, you're slicing it. And that seems to be because Tua consistently, and he said this all season, my footwork has to be better. I got to improve my footwork. And it's true when you watch him, especially on a lot of those sacks that he takes, because Tua is a rhythmic thrower. He's like 1, 2, 3. My back foot is out, ball is out. And now it's like he can't get the ball out. And then he's like 1, 2, 3, and then it's like sack. And it just looks, and they're trying to change things up and mask it and make it better and gloss over it. But what the issue that I have is nobody is acknowledging that there's a problem. Or maybe I'm like living in fantasy land. Like, let's say Tua is probably the only person that's acknowledging there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else is, oh no, there's no problem. He's great. He's fine.
That's also kind of their MO with everybody, though. They don't really single out anybody with any kind of negative stuff. But they've also been very, very. That's what I'm looking for. I seem to recall. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Flores might have been harsh sometimes in his comments. I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking about like his one-on-one comments. I'm talking about to the media. That's just flat out not Mike's MO or any of the assistants.
That's true. No, that's true.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I'm not looking for it from Mike. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Omar, I asked Daryl Bevel when he spoke last week.
Mm-hmm.
And my question was, it doesn't look like his footwork's as consistent as it's been. What's the reason behind that? And Bevel immediately just said, like, no, I'm not sure I agree with that. Like,
okay. Well, your quarterback does.
It ain't good.
No, I think, and I could be way off because when I look at Tua's footwork, because it's actually something that I never really paid attention to as of late because everybody keep talking about it. When I look at it, I'm seeing good footwork until that first read's gone, and then it's tappity, tap. Let me hurry up. I got to figure this out. And you see it all in his entire body. My thing is, Omar's completely right on this, and this is the big issue to me. He has no chemistry in this sense. We already acknowledge he is a timing quarterback.
Mm.
He ain't got the timing chemistry with these guys. Timing chemistry. And that's why it's a 1-2-3. Tyreek wanted here. Now who's that? Because you're switching in and out of who's playing Tyreek's role. You got Waddle and Tyreek's role on the play. Then you got Malik Washington. And then you got
Waddle, that's the thing. Waddle doesn't change roles.
Waddle, they send Waddle on the motion on the wheel and stuff. I see those.
He would go into the motion every once in a while, and
it's primarily reserved for Tyreek. His timing, he doesn't have any cohesiveness with timing, in my opinion. And when he does throw a good ball, because we see every week you get 4 to 5 really good balls that he throws, and it's intermediate too. It's what you are used to. Mm-hmm. You can see. It's usually when one of the tight ends or the receiver hits that seam in front of the under the safety over the linebacker, and he fires it right in that window that he's used to, and typically on the left side or that right side. But the right, he's sailing a little more now. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's really the timing, and now that's why I think this is more of a Tyreek issue too. We keep on talking about Tua's something's wrong with him. Yeah, there is, but this is also a Tyreek issue too.
To piggyback off your point, and we'll get to the last point and then get to the donations. Like I said, I'm doing this whole 2023 versus now, trying to see the difference. Tua in 2023 throwing to his first reads 50.6% of the time, which is 4th highest in the NFL. Throwing to his second read 9.8% of the time, which was 26th highest. Now he is throwing to his first read 49.7% of the time, which is 20th in the NFL. And he's throwing to his second read 10.8% of the time, which is 12th. So definitely not having Tyreek out there, having that guy who's going to get open.
Where you get those analytics from?
I'll send it to you. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm curious, but yeah,
FTN. It's they have all the stats for coverage and all that stuff. I'll send it to you because they also have like wide open. Like when receivers wide open for him to throw to. And a lot of people thought in 2023, he led the league. Everyone was open. He was 15th in the NFL when it came to the separation. This year, it was sure. It ain't good.
I'm gonna call BS on that. Who's deciding if a guy's wide open or not?
Well, the same thing with PFF with their ranking.
Oh, correct. Which is why again I will use those if they back up my argument. So there.
At least
that's how I feel about PFF's grades.
Yes.
I don't like their grades.
Here's the thing that bothers me, and everybody's like Mike McDaniel's a genius.
Mm.
They're the 25th offense in yardage and 20. What is it? 25th offense in yardage, 24th in points.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to being the Dolphins. Like, the value of Mike McDaniel was that we're going to have a good offense. Now it's like we're just back to being the Dolphins, and that's kind of disappointing. And I like what Achane has done. Well, am I willing to pay him? No, but it's nice. It's enticing. But it's not a full meal. It's an appetizer. We need the entree.
But did y'all ever think this offense was sustainable?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
If they did it right.
I never thought it was sustainable. And I always thought that McDaniel, he wasn't a genius in how he creates offense. He's a genius of how he came in and he literally said it. This is his words in his press conference. I took all of Tua's plays. I watched all of them. I took that box of those things he doesn't do well, and we got rid of those. I took all the things that he did well, and we just said, this is what we're going to do. What a lot of people don't realize, that philosophy, it's like a gimmick. And I told y'all this before, I always use Shaquille O'Neal as a reference, who's terrible at shooting the football, but in the paint, he could be 100% if he want. So if Shaquille O'Neal is shooting 3-pointers, 5 of them, and he takes 5 dunks, he's a 50% completion guy. McDaniel's going to come in the Shaq and say, don't ever take another 3. I want you dunking 10 times. And now he's 100%, and we're like, Shaq got better. Did he get better? Or did his production increase because you're only doing the things that he does well? And this is what McDaniel did with Tua. He kept him in that. But those things are eventually the league is going to say, this is what he does well, take it away. Now McDaniel's scrambling to look for that lost box and try to improve Tua in it, and he can't.
Other than saying that Shaq is shooting footballs, I agree with everything TD said.
I do take issue with what you're saying, TD, because now you're making an argument. Like, tell me the offense that isn't built around a quarterback strength.
I was going to say, don't you do that with every quarterback?
You do that with every quarterback. You do that with every player. I don't remember the last time Tom Brady was on a rollout play.
No. The problem with Tua, the offense being built around him, is that you can only work with what you have. So with the limited quarterback, you have a smaller.
Okay, hold on. Time out. There is probably one thing that Tua can't do on a consistent basis, and that is throw a 15-yard out. And
so think about in the NFL. Think about NFL. Compare Tua and Joe Burrow. 20% of their. Think about Tua and Joe Burrow. 20% of their offense is that route.
I don't disagree with you. Hell, 30% of Ryan Tannehill's offense was that route. But it's massive. Can't do half of what Tua can do.
But you take that out of your arsenal, you're limited in what you can do. That's all I'm saying. So
I'm not disagreeing with you. But then other quarterbacks have limitations too, and you're telling me
the high end ones.
Okay, not the high end ones.
That's what it's about. A lot of people dealing with this problem, but not the high end ones.
I'm not arguing with you on that. Yeah.
Okay.
And let me say this too, Omar. Some of the great quarterbacks in this league that also might not be great at throwing it out, they have the mobility. See, it's something they have that they can have a better arsenal of what they can do. Like, put it like this.
The reason have mobility, and he also couldn't throw a 15-yard out.
If Tua could throw a 15-yard out, I think Mike McDaniel could explode this offense to even greater heights. The creativity on the outside and the things he can do.
Even when you watch the 49ers, they don't throw 15-yard outs. It's not an element of the West Coast offense. If you wanted me to include and implement a slant, a route that is utilized more, it would be a slant. It would be. I actually have a big body receiver like Nick Westbrook Achane, who doesn't suck, and be able to throw a slant to him. Like that. Tell me the last time, like you saw Waddle catch one and take it to the house. When's the last time you seen Tua throw a slant? Like it's just not there, and I don't think it's not in his skill set. I think he doesn't have the weaponry to do it. Maybe Darren Waller can start doing it, but it's just not there.
Defenses have gotten wise to it. They've also jammed up the middle.
They jammed the middle. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
That's because you can't throw outside. You also take away slants and stuff like that because defenses, it's his limitations that's limiting everything. That's all I'm saying. And we need to come to this realization. We could be so much more versatile if he didn't have as many limitations.
Doug, so much for the conversation that's steering off the rails, right?
It was a good conversation because it kind of coincides with that last point of how do you fix the passing game. And
so you look at the facility.
I don't think you could fix the passing game. I think it's more about fixing Tua, and I think Tua's past the point of being fixed. That's my personal opinion.
Past the point?
Listen, you hater. You judgy bastard.
Hold on. So are we saying, and I trust me, I don't know what's going on. I have a theory, but I have no proof on my theory. But are we saying he can't go get a HGH cycle, get some blood doping, and go to Germany and come back more athletic, come back fitter, have some Ozempic and lose 20 pounds? He did cut out sugar a year ago. Are we saying that it's just he's totally washed? Is that
that's my opinion.
Is that going to allow him to throw outside?
No, Omar, I'm not saying that, except that when physical issues start piling up and all that, it tends to go in this direction and doesn't very often go back up.
You're true. You're right. You're not telling a lie. Like the funny thing is, like Dante Culpa, you remember Dante Culpa before the Dolphins got him? Yeah. And there was a clear, drastic difference. And yes, there was an injury associated with it that led to that demise. Yeah. But it's like we're looking at in one season, just from here to here in just the athleticism. I have no idea what happened. And somebody tweeted me yesterday, and he was like, how did no media member able to tell us that this was on the horizon or that this was a possibility? And I'm like, dude, they wear red jerseys. You can't touch the quarterback. Like, and remember, Poop, when those broken plays where Tua's like scrambling around and then he throws the ball to see if it's going to be completed, we'd always sit there and be like, yeah, that ain't happening. That's
right. The defense stops in practice.
Yeah, so. We'd all be like, yeah. And fans are like cheering and, ooh, great pass. And we'd be like, that ain't happening in a game. Like, Tua is going to be creamed if that play was
50-yard touchdown on a would-be sack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Last question, and then we'll get to the donations. Jets win this game, right? Then you go Monday night. Steelers win.
You mean Dolphins win this game?
No.
He's got the worst case scenario.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we lose the next two games because then you're home for two. Yeah. So you lose the next two on the road, where the Dolphins tend to struggle on the road. They don't play great on the road. Does that solidify Mike McDaniel's future?
Poupard?
No.
I don't know, man. You lose to the
By
Jets.
the way, Omar, did you pick up the little nugget from John Embry yesterday when you know what I'm talking about, right? He was asked by Chris Perkins about the Dolphins season and the lessons that can be learned, and he dropped a little line
next off season. Yeah, I heard that. But let me ask you a question: how many conversations does John Embry have with Steve Ross? Zero.
No, but he has conversations with Mike McDaniel, who may have put him in on it.
Okay, I like the theory.
We didn't hear it.
But when you're operating under the belief that you're not going to, why would you operate under the belief that you're going to be fired? Not to say that it's a bad way to operate.
That's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is you've been told you're coming back, and in the middle are somewhere where maybe you have been led to believe, or you feel very confident that you are coming back. And I think
I do not believe. I am one of the few people in the media who do not believe that Steve Ross has made up his mind and has made a decision, despite what the talking heads and the people who feed the Ian Schefters and Adam Schefters and Ian Rappaports, so that they can go on these networks and say what the team wants them to say. That's all bullshit. And you know that, Perk. I mean, you know that poop. You know that poop. Has Steve Ross made up his mind? If the Dolphins lose 3 of their next 5, you think he's going to retain Mike McDaniel?
If they're competitive losses, I would probably put it slightly better than 50-50. And no, I don't think he's made a final decision. I think he's like,
I know he does not want to. I know he does not want to go into a hiring process, or at least if he does go into a hiring process, he just wants it to be 1 and not 2. He hates it. I get it. But you need to stop running from the things that are hard. That's why you're consistently mediocre.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So come Black Monday, Miami's 8-9. Does he put a letter out, or does he sit and wait a hot minute?
End of the season. I think he's learned from that Minnesota celebration of Bill Philbin's safety. No. Yeah, not to be premature on his decisions.
No, but Doug's talking about, does he put out
like Black Monday, season's over. Is he going to take a beat to make a decision? Like, let's see what happens around the league. Is Tomlin gone? Is it Harbaugh? Or does he put out the letter saying, hey, he's coming back, or Mike McDaniel's fired? Is it a wait? Or is it as soon as that Monday after the last game of the season?
Why is this relevant, Doug? Before I answer the question, why is this relevant?
Because Doug wants him gone and know.
Okay. Why is this relevant? Why is this important?
Sure people in the chat want to know.
Okay. I think he's not going to rush to make a decision and judgment call, because maybe he might be leaning towards Mike McDaniel being here. But then if Harbaugh is free and Tomlin is free and somebody else he might want is free, and he probably feels like he could probably get somebody good this time, he might pull a trigger. Like, y'all know I've told you how traumatic all of his hiring process has been. Like, how many times do people have to turn him down for you to realize he doesn't like this process? Like, he went after a guy nobody else wanted when 8 jobs were open.
That's true.
I'm of the opinion he makes his decision very quickly after the end of the season. Whichever way he goes.
Same thing with Champ Kelly, right? Keeping him around. Champ Kelly's probably going to be in the interview process, so.
Champ Kelly will be the first to tell you he don't know what his future is. He's like, we all in this together. We got to win, and I do believe him, and I do believe Mike will tell you this is what comes with the business. You win. Think about all Mike's peers that came in 8 years ago. How many are still here?
We went through that. It was like 2.
Yeah.
I mean 8 years ago. He came here 4 years ago.
4 years ago, when 8 were open.
Yeah, correct. It's him and O'Connell, I think, are the only 2.
Yeah, like he's like the last of the Mohicans left.
I was about to say that.
And he was the first one on the hot seat.
All right. Well, we have 644 watching, 214 likes. Be sure to hit that like button. Less than 200 to 10,000 subscribers. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Dolphin02 with the $2 donation said, worst Fins loss since 2000. I say week 17 at New England in 02.
This is a good question for this guy because he'll know something.
Yeah, that was bad. That was they needed to win. They were up 24-13 with 5 minutes left. Touchdown, 2-point conversion.
He's showing off now.
Say what?
He's showing off now.
Yeah, I remember that was.
Who the hell remembers a game in 2002?
Because there's a game that knocked them out of the playoffs.
I was at the bar with my dad and my mom, and I remember watching that game. We lost. It cut to the Jets game, and that whole Jet Stadium was celebrating. My mom was looking at me. I wasn't talking for like a half hour. She's like, it's just a game. And my dad was like, just leave him alone for a little bit. He'll be all right.
That's off the top of my head. That's definitely.
I think the Titans game 2023 Monday night might be.
Knock them out of the playoffs, so Doug.
Knocked him out of winning the division.
Did.
LaFarron with the 2 says everything the great TD has said has come to pass. Yeah, I got another one from
a painful loss for me, and Poupar can tell me the year. It was Tyrod Taylor victory against the Jets in the season finale. I think it might have been 2013. Ryan Tannehill was the starting quarterback, and whoever won that game was winning a wild card seed, and the Jets and the Bills did it.
Run that by me again. What? Bills Jets game?
Bills. Season finale. Tyrod Taylor was the starter, and whoever
they needed. You're talking about the game where they needed the Bengals to beat Baltimore, and they watched the game in the locker room after.
Yes,
that was 2017. I want to say, yeah,
2017.
Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the most crushing losses for me.
LaFerrin with another one saying Allen and Omar.
The Dolphins won, they were in.
No, they were done in 2017. No.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misremembering that. No.
They had won. They had to win their last 2 games, and they lost against the Jets and the Bills, and they scored 7 points combined in those 2 games.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
You know, people in the comment section hate that I talk over you guys. Why does Doug not just let him talk? That's what they say in the comment section.
You barely ever talk.
Exactly. Do your thing, Doug.
Trying to keep the show going.
That's for you, Doug.
Doug's got a baby to have.
I'm trying to wrangle these 3 gentlemen. It's hard.
Those who don't know, Doug is dropping a baby this weekend.
Oh man.
Woo.
Just be there. Hold her hand, and don't look, Doug. Don't look.
Nope.
You gotta look.
Don't look. Do not look.
When I was born, my mom said my dad looked. Then all of a sudden she said his knees went weak. He was like, she was like, do not pass out. You stand up. LaFerrin with the 5 said Allen and Omar pulling some strings to get TD a front office position.
Oh, y'all. We bringing Tannehill back. I mean, we gonna build.
You know Tannehill was in Madrid.
Ronnie Brown, Madrid, is he?
Tannehill was in Madrid.
Yes, he was.
Doing media stuff. Like came out of nowhere. And was basically, I'm happily retired. I have no desire to play or do anything and like associated with the game. And I was like, God, could you have brought a more random guy to Madrid?
By the way, you could have read about this on MiamiDolphinsOnSI.com for free.
Damn.
Be a good media, like on-air personality or something.
Tannehill? No, sorry.
He has no personality.
Cool, man. Y'all talk about on the field. All the field, Tannehill, cool, man.
He's a good guy, but he's not exactly lively.
No.
Ed with the 5 says the Dolphins should start Eric Uzukama or whatever the taller receiver they have on the practice squad. He's not on the team anymore.
Where's Uzukama?
Not on any team right now. He had a tryout.
Really?
Yes, he had a tryout with a team or a visit with a team this week. He's not on any team right now. He was on the Jacksonville practice squad start of the season, and I guess they let him go.
The Jets corners are not that good now. They are not.
Oh no! They got a young. I don't know his name. They got a young corner.
Are you talking about Brownlee? You talking about Brownlee?
He's playing well.
Are you talking about Brownlee, TD?
Man, I'll look it up. But they got a young corner that's playing well.
He's out for the game.
Oh, never mind. You sure that
He's going to change his pick?
I think that's because their corners are Brandon Stevens is one of them. Guy who used to be with the Baltimore Ravens, who's struggling a bit, and then the other one is I can't remember.
LaFerrin with another 5 says Omar has Tua giving you any new made up stats for the show.
Omar ain't been on that yacht in 2 months.
It's D Griff with the 20 says Tua was evading fine after the concussion last season. It's 100% the hip injury at Houston. Velocity, mechanics, mobility gone since we forgot he was shut down to end the season. There is more to that injury than let on. He's cooked. I agree with that. I just watched, like I said, I showed the guys when they hopped on. I was watching the Chargers film. He had more on those passes than he does now. Ian with the 5 says, assuming we miss the playoffs, what's the whole point bringing McDaniel back and not a new coach to start installing their culture / players?
Because the team didn't quit on him. Because Mike McDaniel was allegedly an offensive genius. And because it was talent and personnel, talent evaluation and procurement and personnel, not necessarily coaching. I do not believe all of those things, but I know that's what's going to be said.
I have to ask this question then. If Mike McDaniel is pulled in the office with the new general manager, and that general manager asks him, should we keep Tua? What is Mike gonna say?
I think he says no. To be honest,
I think he says absolutely yes. But let's go get it.
Let's take the cap hit.
They can't take the cap hit, and Mike is loyal to Tua.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's why he got to go.
Mike believes he can fix Tua and everything about Tua.
He did for the most part.
Yeah,
then he did it. No B with the fiver says, I feel like if the Dolphins get behind 7 or more, the doors will fall off. Hope we score early.
Yeah.
I agree.
Special teams been playing well.
Yeah. Terrence with the fiver says, great show, fellas. Can't wait to see you, Omar. Doug, you too. And yes, it's about to TD. Keep the heat coming, and Alan, the man with the knowledge. Appreciate you, bud.
If you want to know about a random football game in 2007, Alan will tell you about it. All about it.
Oh no, I got to see Alan live in action.
This ain't no fluke, brother.
You
think he's queued up when they bring up a game in 2002? No, he can do this all day long.
He'd be a little too accurate.
He can do this all day long.
The funniest is when TD started talking about Beatles albums.
Yeah, man.
And Alan was like, how do you know? And he's like, I'm looking them up.
Yeah. Trust me, he ain't looking up none of these games.
Flaming Boot with the tenor says, Omar, when you gonna ask Tua why he's so slow now? He's not gonna ask him.
I apologize. I do want to apologize to the people who follow me, because I plan to be at Tua on Wednesday and grill him on a lot of topics, but my car broke down and I had to go buy a new car, and it is what it is. My life was lifing.
Sometimes it catches up on you. Garp Gut with the tour says, flip the hated Jets.
Nice avatar.
One of my favorite quotes from McDaniel was I always call it the Meadowlands. I'm showing my age, but when we were winning and it was freezing, and one of the Jet fans said, is it cold, Mike? And he turned around and he said, I don't know, but we're winning. That was my favorite part. I'm like, gotta win. When you win, everything's better. Everything's funner and better.
Control.
Glenn with the fiver says, haven't they heard of hand and foot warmers? Tua will have the best game of the season with 225 yards, no interceptions. 2 Ears will be back on Monday. Garp Gump with the fiver. Is he a Ghostbuster?
Right?
Yeah.
I hate that Tua is smiling and joking even when the opponent during the time of struggling. Get mad, dude. Snap out of it.
Nah. You want him even keeled. He talked about resetting things. Tua, Mike from the very beginning has always talked about Tua can't get in his head. When he gets in his head, bad things happen.
Number one Heat fan with the tenor says, I know Tua needs better players around him more than some of the better quarterbacks, but can he at least have a good game around a good team around him as those better quarterbacks?
Yeah, if you take a pay cut.
Keep bringing up the Jalen Hurts contract. The reason the Eagles were able to continue to put those players around Jalen Hurts was because the way his contract was structured.
And they did it early.
And they'll retouch it, and it'll.
They also nail their draft picks like crazy.
Yeah, they actually draft well. They might have the best GM in football and make excellent trades. That might have something to do with it.
Felix with a fiver says, just want to say Canes lost both times Omar came to watch SMU game and Louisville game. What are the odds that the Canes make it into the playoffs? They're 12th right now?
I didn't watch SMU. I did go to Louisville. SMU, I predicted that they were going to lose to SMU. I don't know why I felt like that, but and I feel bad for them, but take care of your business. Then you won't have to worry about getting included. Except
they took care of their business against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's going to get in because
you knew the committee was going to screw you somehow if you didn't take care of your business. You didn't take care of your business.
No, I understand that it would be nice if the playing field was level, which we all know it's not, because Bama's going to get in no matter what, and LSU and Notre Dame's going to get in. So.
Ryan with the fiver says, if Tua has a horrible game, and are there any chances that McDaniel benches him for Ewers for the last 4 games?
Absolutely not. Not going to happen.
Dude, he's getting paid too much money.
Tua has to get hurt, or we have to acknowledge that something is wrong.
Gargrump with another tour says PFF has Tua and aloof score of 100. Mr. Finn's finisher with the tour says Tyreek Hill catches passes from Drake May in 2026. I don't know about that. JD, the great one. Been a member for 6 months. Great show today, I think you've been an OG member if you've been a member for 6 months.
OG, baby.
There you go. Great show today, fellas.
I ain't realize we were going for 6 months.
The Tyreek thing is not because of Dolphins and the initial Dolphins trading him there, because the Dolphins are going to wind up cutting him. It's just I think all of us would agree. Good luck him playing next year.
Great show, fellas. Stay warm at the game. Are you going to, Omar, do they have a booth for the reporters?
Yes, it's literally, I'm closer to Jesus than the field.
Cozy and warm.
That stadium is so dumb. Did you see that the NFL, I think NFLPA put out the new regulation for the turf for all the teams by 2027?
NFL and the NFL, yeah. They yeah.
It took them how many injuries at that stadium for them to finally do something about it?
They didn't do it yet.
Yeah, they didn't do it yet.
And we got to play there on Sunday. Everything Fish with the Fiver says we should start Quinn and see what he got. The passing game could be better. We would if it affects us that much by putting him out there.
Why do you draft Quinn Ewers?
Because you needed a practice squad quarterback.
That's what you drafted him for a practice squad.
In the 7th round, yes.
7th round, yeah, pretty much.
Yes. You didn't expect him to do
see
this.
To see if you could hit a gem, because he had experience in the system, to see if there's something there.
A gem for the practice squad.
No, not for the practice squad. He's on the active roster, so no.
And if there wasn't politics involved, I think he would be the number 2 quarterback. But
100%.
Clearly, Mike doesn't want to ruin Zach Wilson's career by making him a number 3 quarterback. They want to give him the opportunity to continue to be a number 2 somewhere.
He would have been on the team if he wasn't getting $6 million. I really think that
he wouldn't have.
That's why the 7th round normally is for people you don't want to compete to sign, right? Undrafted free agents, technically.
Correct.
Flaming boot with the Fiver says, remember when Culpepper beat us and then pointed to his knee? That pissed me off so bad too when he was at the Raiders.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
And he was like,
yeah.
Like, shut up, Dante.
And that was the last game he ever played good.
Yeah. It was against it's just so Dolphins. Just so Dolphins. Greg been a member for 3 months. Option on Cole Strange. Heck of a waiver wire.
Do they have an option on him, Poupard?
No, they said opinion on Cole Strange.
Opinion.
I'm sorry.
He's been okay.
He's been good.
Sorry.
Yeah, Washington game a little rough a couple of times.
I would make this argument to all of you, and I would want your response. I know we got to go because I definitely have a function to go to. What unit on the Miami Dolphins has performed better in the 5-game turnaround than the offensive line?
Secondary.
I disagree with you because the passer rating, they're still like bottom 5 in passer rating.
Really?
Opposing passer rating.
Started off so low though.
Besides the O-line?
What unit has performed better than the O-line?
I'll have to say that defensive tackles. Pass rush.
They've gotten better, but have they performed well?
I guess the obvious one.
I think what you're getting at is, are you getting at the linebacking core?
No. I'm getting at, I think this offensive line has been the best performing unit in the last 5 games.
Yeah, no question. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking us which one is performing
better, but no. O-line.
Okay,
running backs, but the running backs
people want to credit Achane for the turnaround, and the numbers are great, but we know who Achane is. He set the NFL rushing record as a rookie. NFL yards per carry record as a rookie. We know who he is. If he has blocking, he's going to be good. Last year, he didn't have blocking. Now he has blocking. He's good.
Yep. Big difference. He also didn't break tackles last year, and this year he's doing that.
Yeah, Omar. So I'll challenge that.
Oh, big time.
I'll challenge that, Omar. The film telling me that Achane. Do you know how many times this man got 3 defenders 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage? And I'm like, and somehow,
he slipped out.
He turns it into 9 yards.
I see most of those as passes and not runs, but I hear what you're saying. When I'm looking at these runs, they have him with the most explosive runs, which is 10 yards or more in the NFL. And most of those are blocking. Most of those are blocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, but my point is
tight end's doing a good job too.
Tight end just got here.
Well, no, Julian Hill went on some of those pop plays from Achane.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. And what was it? The John Embry was gloating about how y'all wanted me to give up on Julian. I'm not giving up.
I'll own up to it. I was wrong.
He's like, yeah, man. A lot of y'all was wanting to run him out of town, and Julian is playing very well.
Yeah, I like the way he's playing. Glenn with the 5 says Pittsburgh game is expected to be below 20 degrees. I guess we're losing.
I don't know where Glenn got that. No, I don't know where Glenn got that.
Barodo with the 5 says, not sure if y'all saw, but Achane was on the St. Brown podcast. Achane talked about team struggles, also about his looming contract extension. No, didn't see that one. Ian with the 5 says, let's say Ravens Steelers collapse, so Bengals make the playoffs. Harbaugh and Tomlin both free. Which one would each of you hire? I'd go Harbaugh.
I'd go Harbaugh because I don't think Tomlin is going to come here.
Hey, for the record, Glenn was correct. Pittsburgh is a high of 22 and a low. A high of 21 and a low of 18 on the 14th. That's Sunday the 14th. Is that game,
Monday night.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Monday the 15th, a high of 39, a low of 29.
Oh, Monday, 29. Well, I'm showing 25, the high, 15, the low, and it's snowing in the morning.
Where are you looking? I got this from where?
You on AccuWeather?
Yeah, I was on AccuWeather. Where are you looking?
And the Weather Channel.
Monday, 12/15, 39-29, mostly cloudy. Are you looking at the right? Are you looking at the correct? Dude, you're looking at the wrong.
Yeah,
you're looking at the wrong Monday, aren't you? It's December 15th.
I went December 15th, the Weather Channel, Monday, 25 high, 15 low, AM snow showers, 32% precipitation.
You got a different one.
Either way, it's below 40.
It's gonna be cold.
Oh man.
Let's see. Let me jump in here. K-Ron with the tour says if Tua returns from Germany as Tanya, that would suck. All right. That Reno guy with the tour says, does Tua have the itchiest elbow in the NFL?
What that mean?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, y'all don't get it.
No.
I don't either.
That was good.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of TD and Alan's conversation, I'm on the Weather Channel app, and yeah, Pittsburgh, Monday, 15th.
My bad.
Nighttime.
I got Alan, and I ain't looking up. But I did.
You can leave now. You can leave early. Goodbye, TD. You can leave class early.
I actually got to leave early, guys, because I got
All
right, talk to you later.
All right,
Later.
All right, let's blast through these. Number one Heat fan with the 20 said, did Brady and Drew Brees throw 15-yard outs on a consistent basis? Because I know neither of them used to run for first downs consistently either, yet they won because they had good teams around them. Does Tua have that?
They did it all.
You're not suggesting Tua is as good as on the same level, are you, dude? Seriously.
It's a lot of different stuff up here.
Thank you.
It's different. It's, I think Tua is a good quarterback. He's nowhere near top 5 and NFL history quarterback. So it's like, pump the brakes. Glenn with the 5 says there's no game for season worse than being 9-2 and losing the last 5 games and missing the playoffs altogether. Yeah.
That was 93, by the way. That was 93. 9-7.
He's on my mind with the 20. He says, here's how you have to think. Do you want to face Mike McDaniel as the coach of another team with good players and a top 10 quarterback? The GM was fired for a reason. I'd be scared of the Giants if McDaniel was the head coach next year.
Except Jackson Dart not going to last, but no.
No,
the point is that's a good point, though. I think you give Mike McDaniel like the top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, but then he'll abandon the run and all timeouts at the wrong time, and he will challenge things that are just the worst thing.
Ouch.
Thing. I mean, I'm telling you, if he just was a little bit different than he was in 2022. And there was like, I would be like, hey, let's give him some more time. It's 4 years.
Yeah.
What is the difference between 2022 and 2025? Nothing.
He's saying 4. Isn't this the 3rd year?
Oh, it's year 4.
First season.
Craziness. Bishop with the 2 where it says Justin Fields or Trey Lance this offseason. Give me, I didn't know Gardner Minshew was under 30.
Please tell me you don't want him.
No, but I'm just saying, because I was looking at the list of like potential, like if they did, and again, they're not going to, but if they did somehow find a way to trade Tua, and I was like, I thought Gardner Minshew was like 36. I had no idea he was like 28, 29. Blew my mind.
Of those 2, I would take.
If I had to choose between the 2,
Trey Lance of those 2, because I don't quite know yet what he is as an NFL quarterback. I think we know what Justin Fields is. The other one's a very easy question for me here. Got to do better than that. Come on, man. The next one.
Yeah. If again, and I said this while I was previewing this game, if the Steelers move off on you, you're not good.
Generally speaking, yep.
It's plain and simple. Like Mike Wallace, we should know this already, guys. Come on. Delphino2 with the $2 donation. Quiz for Allen. Game and score of week 1 of 2000.
Very easy. It was Dave Wanstead's first game as head coach. It was a 23-0 shutout win against the Seattle Seahawks.
Man, you got to be typing this in, man.
Dude, I'm telling you. Sorry, it's my gift or my curse.
Number 1 Heat fan with the 5 says, "Hey, Alan, did Omar pay you yet for the AI Sports Info app assistance?" Oh, because you help him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, not yet.
Every time he asks you a question, you should just put your hand out. Be like, give me like $5 every time you ask me $5. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is that a name or is that just a bunch of letters? Blick?
With
the 5 area says Tua looks depressed as a player. His mic'd up showed him struggling real bad. Can the media directly question his confidence in current state?
He was mic'd up?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go see that. Oh, I didn't know that.
To mic. Now I know it's predetermined.
So it's on YouTube. It's mic'd up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for all the games to be mic'd up,
and he shouldn't be depressed.
Worst game.
The check clear. Why are you depressed?
Yeah, and by the way, Bill, what do you expect Tua is going to say to that? Do you honestly think a player is going to say, no, I'm not feeling very confident right now?
I think the Tua too, and again, I'll come off. However, I don't think it's all about the money. I think he's still a competitor at the end of the day.
Yeah,
especially when he was talking about, I
mean, it's a relief. It's a relief, but yeah,
100%. Like, don't get me wrong, he's going home crying and dabbing it up with the hundreds. But I think at the end of the day,
you win, you get that contract. You won, no matter how good or bad you play.
By the way, can I address one of the comments I see over here? Alan thinks he's slick. He looked it up during the show. No, I didn't look it up during the show. Okay, you want to believe that? Go for it.
We're going to get Allen on the spot one day. Don't worry. We're going to get it. We're going to take it.
Do it live where I don't have my laptop with me. Go ahead, Doug.
John C. with the 20 says, "I'm worried about our Finns this week. Appreciate the 20. Yeah, man. This is a game that, especially when you saw the way they played the last 2 games, you should feel worried. This team is not a team where you can go into any game and just sit back and go, oh, we got this one.
Yep.
We thought that going into the season. You thought the Saints game, you thought some games like, oh, they got. Then once you went 1-5, 1-4, then all of a sudden you were like, no, we don't know. We don't know crap. But we're going to get out of here. We'll see how the Dolphins do. TD and Omar will be at the game on Sunday. So if you see them, say, what's up? Me and Alan will not be. We'll be home, enjoying watching it from home. But we will see you Tuesday, 6 o'clock, recapping the game, whether good or bad. We'll be here recapping it. Go check out Alan, Miami Dolphins on SI. TD, youtube.com/TD Finstalk. Omar Kelly on Miami Herald, and myself, youtube.com/Dudley Do Wrong. Stay warm, TD.
I'll try. I'm going to come to your house.
We'll see you Tuesday.